Larry J. Sabato, the author of A More Perfect Constitution, suggests that there needs to be crucial changes to the Constitution in order to make America a better country.
He claims the framers wanted the Constitution to be revised each generation to reflect the country's needs. He provides 23 possible amendments to the Constitution that will make America a better and more fair country.
One of his proposals is extending the president's term to 6 years instead of having the optional 2-year term. That way, the president can spend more time on policy and the actual well-being of the nation, and less on getting reelected.
Another major change he suggests is an increase to the House of Representatives to 1,000 people to make it more representative of smaller populations and extend their term to 3 years again so they don't need to focus too much on re-election.
Sabato says it's time for a new era of real choice in House campaigns so that the House can resume its position as the federal body closest to the current thinking of the American people.
So the reason for these two amendments and others seem to be that the government isn't getting enough done. And why? It's because of partisan gridlock.
For those of you who don't know, partisan gridlock refers to the major parties, Democrats and Republicans, inability to pass legislation through Congress due to their inability to work together. In fact, according to GovTrack, the 100th Congress, 1987-88, enacted 761 laws with a 7% passing rate. This rate has dramatically decreased. The 112th Congress, which is 2011 to 2013, enacted only 281 laws with a low 2% passing rate. And people are pissed off. According to a CNN poll, 2/3 of Americans said the current Congress was the worst one in their lifetimes.
Clearly, partisan gridlock is getting very bad, so what can be done to end it? Sabato suggests amending the Constitution, but there is a simpler answer, and it's in the Constitution.
We, the people.
First off, it's important to understand how we the people can get involved in the political process. Normal citizens don't have legislative powers, but we do have the ability to influence government through interest groups, donating campaigns, and of course, voting.
So what's the right answer? In order to answer that, we need to look at the source of polarization, and polarization didn't become an issue until relatively recently. Up until around 1974, the Congress had a healthy group of congressmen that were in between the most conservative Democrat and most liberal Republican, which means that there were a lot more moderates in the government.
Alright, so as you can see here in the 93rd Congress, there are around 150 moderates in the House of Representatives. And then if you scroll down in the 112th Congress, in around 2012, there are almost no moderates in the House of Representatives, and there are a lot more super conservatives.
Why did this happen? Political parties began to only cater to their bases in order to gain more sustainable power. By doing this, the Democrats alienated their more conservative members, and the Republicans alienated their more liberal members.
By only catering to their bases, the Republicans have gone farther and farther right, while the Democrats have gone farther and farther left. This hyperpartisanship has caused gridlock because both parties are too extreme for each other's compromises to be acceptable, and in many cases, they refuse to even compromise.
It seems that the only solution to this issue is a widespread de-alignment from both parties by all people. When large numbers of people disassociate with their party, the power of the two parties would suffer dramatically.
Once this is done, people need to vote not based on party, but on a candidate they actually agree with on the issues that are important to them. This is also known as issue-based politics.
Though through this, people will stop voting for a candidate just because they don't want the other to win and encourage them to vote for a candidate who they actually want in office and not the lesser of two evils.
The choices for which would increase after a mass de-alignment because of the diminished power of the parties. By doing this, third-party candidates will actually have a chance of getting elected, and we will find that more people are more moderate than we think.
We can once again focus on bringing effective people to the Capitol by diversifying the ideas and representation in Congress, rather than being forced to elect a super liberal or conservative.
Larry J. Sabato's ideas of amending the Constitution is simply impossible with a divided country. But if citizens vote based on issues, we will have more elected officials who put the best interests of our country and its people, not a party, as their top priority, and their political beliefs will be from both sides of the spectrum.
If our three branches of government and even states could look like this, there would be no need to amend the Constitution, and we could actually focus on making our country a better place.